Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Alright everybody, welcome into this more weather special severe weather coverage live stream highlighting the severe weather threat going on right now throughout parts of eastern and northeastern Kansas, from Kansas City over towards Topeka. We're looking right now at the radar signature of a storm that at least did have a tornado on it. We did see a tornado on the ground, so we're monitoring this storm right now. I was a little late to get this live stream going, and this probably won't be a long live stream, but I just wanted to get this out here so I can get you guys the latest information on the severe weather threat tonight, and we're gonna have another one tomorrow night. I might have a little bit of analysis here later in the stream, but let's zoom out here and look at what we got going on throughout Kansas. As you can see right here, we do have this storm over towards Kansas City that could be bringing hail to that major population center. As you can see right here, there's that hail core, reports of hail right here, and another one right there. So this storm definitely does have some hail on it, severe downbursts as well. So if you're in Kansas City up towards Riverside, Parkville, Gladstone there as well in the northern suburbs, you do want to get indoors right now and get away from those windows, as this is damaging hail going on currently. Now let's go to this storm that had a PDS, particularly dangerous, or I don't think it did have that warning actually, but it let me check here. Did it have a PDS? The tornado warning. Hold on, I'm just checking this real quick. Alright, that one was canceled, but I don't know if it was a PDS or not, but it definitely was a dangerous situation because we did have that tornado on the ground for at least a couple of minutes, and a lot of you guys, if you're on Twitter right now or you've been looking at the radar, that was a very, very ominous signature right there. Definitely a tornado signature right there on the radar. We had that classic hook echo going on. So if you're in McFarland right now, that's where we want to start getting prepared. That's where we want to be, in our basement, our most interior room right now. Same with you guys in Alma. It's going over you guys right now. The hail core is probably affecting you guys there right now. Now let's go to 2 panels here. Get this second one in here. So here's our area of circulation right in here, and that's where we're going to want to be watching for that tornado. Right here, it's just a couple miles to the southwest of Alma here. So just a couple miles to the southwest. Here's our area of circulation. You can see it right on here. This is where the area is. It's a little bit less defined, of course, because we're right near the radar, but also it has weakened a little bit. I think it is cycling, so we're going to have to watch if this strengthens again. But there's the area just to the southwest of Alma. If you're in Alma, again into McFarland, you want to be in your safe spots right now. If you have a basement, go there. If you have an interior room, go to the most interior room of your home. Let me make sure the stream's working here. Check the audio, everything for you guys. Let me check the chat. Yeah, I can't really fix the audio, so if it's just a little low, just turn your phone or whatever you're listening to up. Alright, so it looks like the audio is looking good. Let's get out of that and go to one panel here. And so we do have a bunch, this cluster of severe thunderstorms here from Wamego down towards, again, McFarland, Alma, Alta Vista. As you can see, that tornado signature right there, that's where we saw it touch down. That was reported, I think, by, yes, the fire department. And I was watching Storm Chase's video, and I pretty much saw it going down when that was happening. So just near Alta Vista, maybe a mile or 2 miles to the northwest is where we saw that. So it was good that it was in farmland. I do not think it hit any towns, which is great. We still do need to watch it. This is still tornado warned here near Alma, near McFarland, going towards Alma and McFarland right now as we speak. So as we speak, this is happening. As we speak, you need to be in your safe spots. Now let's look at these other storms. We got one near Junction City. This is not tornado warned. This is severe thunderstorm warned. Definitely has some hail on it, some strong to damaging winds as well. Make sure you're indoors there in Junction City, up towards Ogden. And then up towards here near Laclede, we do have this storm. Make sure you're indoors there in Westmoreland, up towards Fostoria, Wheaton, and Onega there. So those are the storms going on right now in Kansas. Now over towards Kansas City, that's where we have this conglomerate of a big-time severe thunderstorm warned storm that definitely has hail on it. This storm definitely has hail on it. We're going to have to watch it very closely as it's going to produce damage if it's large enough hail. You know, golf ball sized hail can produce damage. So we're watching that just to the north of Kansas City downtown towards Riverside, Gladstone, Liberty, Birmingham, moving into your area right now. So if you're in those areas I just mentioned, make sure you are indoors and away from those windows. Maybe if you're in Liberty right now, put your car indoors if you can do that quickly. Now, we have been watching a couple of severe storms through St. Louis. One just went over my area about 30 minutes to an hour ago, and my dad did report pea-sized hail in Frontenac, if you are familiar with the local suburbs there. So we're watching storms over into Missouri here as well. We do need to go to the local radar, which I don't know where it went. Let me go over here real quick. Let me get to this local radar. Since the St. Louis radar is down for repairs right now, I don't know why they chose right now to do repairs. They probably should have done it a couple weeks earlier, but that's okay. We still do have that local radar that we can look at, but of course we have to look at it because the other one is down. Now the storm near Edwardsville, it's still severe thunderstorm warned. That'll probably get canceled because it has significantly weakened as our temperatures are dropping. It's also getting to the nighttime hours. That doesn't mean these storms aren't going to happen, that we can't get tornadoes or severe thunderstorms. It just means that sometimes when those storms start before the night, especially those weaker ones before the sun sets, they really weaken when the sun sets. That's something I've really noticed. I don't think the Columbia radar is on here. That's just a local radar that we can look at. So we are kind of not in the best situation for severe storm looking at those on the radar at least. So we're going to have to really watch that as we go into tomorrow. That just makes you want to be even more weather aware, because even, you know, meteorologists, weather enthusiasts like me can't even really tell if the storms, can't really tell all the details of the storms unless they're really in the immediate St. Louis metro. So if you're right outside of that, you really do need to be prepared. When you get under a warning, don't wait to look at the radar, because it probably won't have a good signature on there. Just go in your safe spots, and that may be the situation for a lot of people as we go into tomorrow. We do have a new tornado warning for Maple Hill, Rossville, Grove, and St. Mary's, as well as Delia. I'm probably not pronouncing all of these names wrong. I apologize for that, but I don't know all of these. This is a new tornado warning. It is, let me check here. It is radar indicated rotation. So let's see if we can pick out where that rotation is, and definitely can. Right in here, just to the north of Maple Hill, where this yellow marker is, that's where we are going to have our rotation heading towards Rossville, Grove, Delia, here in Kansas. So as you can see, kind of a little bit of a hook, not a signature classic hook or anything like that, but maybe start of something that we're going to have to watch. The storm that we saw produce a tornado 2 times, actually. Here we have another one, law enforcement reporting a tornado there a couple minutes ago, actually. I don't know what exact time it was, but obviously it wasn't too long ago. So we're going to have to watch that. Going over the radar site right now, so probably going to have to watch that here as well. But you can see the storm going over the Topeka radar site, going towards McFarland, Paxico here as well. Let's look at the base velocity here, and again, it's going over the radar site, but that doesn't matter. We still definitely are seeing a signature there, even though we can't see it right now. So again, Alma towards McFarland, Paxico up here, eventually maybe even into Maple Hill. We're going to have to watch for this area of rotation that has been capable of producing a tornado, and again, it could be a violent tornado, especially in this environment, especially from what I've seen there on the streams. Now again, we do have this new tornado warning to just to the west here of Silver Lake, so we're going to have to watch that up towards Rossville, Grove. We're expecting that. I think it's going to be probably moving to the east, northeast. So Rossville, Grove, Silver Lake, be on alert, be in your safe spots right now as a tornado warning is in effect. Except Silver Lake, it's just the west of you, but it could get extended into your area. Now let's check again on that Kansas City storm that, again, like I said, is a conglomerate of a storm. Very big, wide, beefy storm here in Kansas City, just to the north of downtown, going through Riverside. You probably seen hail there in Riverside, here into Gladstone, and starting in Birmingham and Liberty, moving on likely to Missouri City, Mosby, Kearney there, not Kearney, Nebraska, Kearney, Missouri, and Farrellview there in Missouri. So this is on the Missouri side of the border there of the Missouri River. So we're going to have to watch this storm again. If you're in Kansas City right now in the northern suburbs, you want to be indoors away from windows. Let me check the chat, so make sure I'm not missing anything, guys. Sorry, I'm just checking Twitter here. Hey Dave. Hey Anthony. Thank you for watching the stream. Again, we're watching the severe weather event, the severe weather threat across parts of northeastern Kansas and into parts of northwestern Missouri. These storms are going into northwestern Missouri right now. Overall, the forecast was spot on this. The models did a very good job, especially the HRRR model did a very good job here. And let's just continue to look at this storm, these two tornado-warned storms. Again, both of these storms have those hook echoes on there. This hook echo right here, if I can get this a little bit better for us to view here, this hook echo is over the radar site right now. So we're going to have to watch this if this radar goes down or anything like that. We hope that doesn't happen because that would be very bad news. But again, it's pretty much just to the south of Alma, heading towards McFarland, Paxico right now. This is a situation where you need to be indoors, in your safe spot, most interior room of your home. If you don't have a basement, if you do have a basement, get in the basement. And the best would be to an interior room in your basement that has no windows. Now let's check this storm just to the north that is also tornado warned, and we do have a little bit of rotation right in here to the west, southwest of Rossville, to the north of Maple Hill. You need to be in your safe spots if you're in Rossville, over towards Grove, Silver Lake, coming your way likely, maybe just to the north of you, but still to be safe, be in your safe spots right now. You need to really watch out for this. So that's pretty much what we got going on, this conglomerate of storms over here, this cluster of storms into north central Kansas, northeastern part of the state, just to the west of Topeka. So we're going to have to watch these storms as they go into Topeka. What we're hoping is going to happen, and what's probably likely to happen, is these storms are going to ride off to the north, to the really northwest of Topeka here, riding off this way. I don't think Topeka is going to probably be having to deal with these storms, which is great, but the outer suburbs may have to deal with that, such as Silver Lake there, Maple Hill there, Elmont up towards Hoyt, Mayetta, getting out of the city. That's where we're going to be under the gun for these storms here in the next 30 minutes to an hour, maybe an hour and a half here, especially as you get up towards Mayetta, Denison, and Valley Falls here. So that's where these are the two storms we're really watching. These two storms in this cluster storms into northeastern Kansas, and we are seeing some increasing rotation here towards Maple Hill and Rossville on this northern storm. Now let's check on the base velocity here, and you can definitely see where that area of rotation is. Let me get this out real quick so I can circle it here. Let me get that real quick for you guys. There we go. Alright, so here is our area of rotation in here. That's where we're really seeing that rotation within this storm. And you can see the red is winds going away from the radar, and the green is winds going towards the radar. So the radar is down south, so these winds are going towards the radar. These winds are going away from the radar. When you get those coupled together, right here, that's where we're going to see rotation. That's where we're going to see a possibility of a tornado. So we see that rotation right here just to the southwest of Rossville. Moving into Rossville, you need to be in your safe spots right now. Yep, there it is, going into Rossville right now. We need to be prepared. We need to be in our safe spots. We need to be interior room of your home. Basement is the best choice. Interior room in your basement. The interior room of your basement here. As you can see, this is something we're going to have to watch out for. I cannot confirm that there's a tornado on the ground. This is not observed, but let's act like it is if we're in Rossville or points to the northeast towards Grove as well. Need to be prepared there as well. So let's go back to reflectivity here. Continue to track this storm. Yes, that's that area of circulation I've been seeing has been strengthening there. We're starting to continue to see this hook echo towards McFarland, Paxico. We're seeing that extension of that tornado warning. So Maple Hill up towards let me see what that town's up towards Rossville here. You could get hit by this by two storms 2 times. So that doesn't mean you're going to get hit by a tornado, but it does mean that you need to be prepared for both of these storms. You need to be in your safe spots. Don't come out anytime soon. Rossville up towards Grove here. Again, we're watching the storm down towards McFarland as well. There's our tornado hook. There's our hook where there's a possibility of the tornado. Definitely rotation, but is there tornado? That's what we're really watching out for to the south of McFarland. Definitely getting some hail there in McFarland right now. Now let's go over to this Kansas City storm that we're also monitoring here, and you can really see that this storm has been moving very slowly for sure. So in Riverside, you've been dealing with the hail core of the storm for a while now, probably 10 minutes now. Gladstone, Liberty really getting in on it now. This is the northern suburbs of Kansas City, north of downtown Kansas City, so down towards Lee's Summit, Independence. We're not really dealing with hail right now, but that could be something we will have to deal with as the night goes on. Let's look at base velocity, see if we can see any area of circulation. That's good. We don't see any really signified couplets here where we really see that circulation, so that is good news for the Kansas City area, and hopefully we will see that for the rest of the nights if we see a couple more storms move through here, which is very possible. Now let's continue to cover these storms that I really came on tonight for. These two storms near Maple Hill, Rossville, to the west of Topeka here. And this storm near McFarland, that's one that we've been watching for a while now. I'd say 30 minutes now. Time really flies when you're doing this. But McFarland, it's in the hail core right now, just to the south, towards the radar. That's where our area of circulation is. If there's a tornado right now, it's right over the radar, south of McFarland, say 5, maybe 10 miles south of McFarland. And this is moving to the northeast towards Paxico. Yep, there you can see it right there. That's where our area of circulation is. And that's going to be moving towards Maple here in the next hill here in the next couple of minutes, in the next 10 to 20 minutes. Now let's check on the storm up towards Rossville as well, really getting its act together. You can clearly see that rotation right here. You can clearly see it right over Rossville. You need to be in your safe spots right now. Grove as well, Delia up towards Hoyt. Start getting prepared there as well, getting into your safe spots. Now let's go back to reflectivity. And let's go down here to McFarland again. That's where our storm that we're watching. And we still do have the storm off to the west near Ogden. This is severe thunderstorm warning. Hail, damaging winds are possible on that storm. So that's pretty much what we got going on right now. Continuing to see this hook echo strengthen right here near Rossville. That's where we're watching. Again, another chance for a tornado right here. I think this could continue to strengthen, and we're going to have to watch that. So I'm going to check up on a couple storm chasers stream and see if we got any news coming out of northeastern Kansas right now. Be right back. All right, we're back. So there was a tornado near Alta Vita, Kansas, Alta Vita, however you say it there, into north central Kansas, and we did see that tornado threat there, and we ended up seeing a tornado on the ground, but thankfully it only went over farms, which of course is terrible for the crops, but we are not seeing much damage or anybody injured or hurt at this point, because it did go through a very rural area. Now we do have a new color for our tornado warning, which does mean that we do have the hazard of damaging wind and baseball-sized hail. Baseball-sized hail on this storm. Flying debris will be dangerous to yourself, people outside of their homes, and mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. A confirmed tornado was located over Rossville. A confirmed tornado right here over Rossville. Like I had suspected, this hook echo was really strengthening, and so we did see a confirmed tornado over Rossville. That confirmed tornado is moving towards Delia and Grove, somewhere in between those areas right now. Please get into your safe spots right now. This is a life-threatening situation, on this storm. If we zoom it out, there it is, just to the northwest of Topeka right now, and that hook echo has been strengthening, and we have been seeing a tornado right here over Rossville here in the last couple of minutes. Let's look at base velocity, and you can clearly see where that rotation is. It's pretty broad right now, but we did see a report at least of a tornado right there, so that's where we were seeing our circulation, and we'll continue to go in and out of this to continue to hone in on where that is. Again, baseball-sized hail for St. Mary's in this hail core. That's something concerning because that's very, very dangerous hail. You want to be inside, indoors, in your safe spot, most interior room of your home, or in your basement. Basement interior room is really the best spot you can do here. Here's a little reports from law enforcement of 4-inch sized hail near Alma. That just shows how strong these hail cores are tonight, and we're expecting that again tomorrow night. So hail has been the big thing we're watching for tonight so far, and likely tomorrow night as we get those storms tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night throughout Missouri, St. Louis, down through Little Rock. That's where we could have damaging wind coming through tomorrow night. Springfield, Missouri there as well, that we're going to have to watch out for that. So again, these storms are really carrying that threat of hail. That is their biggest hazard if they do not have tornadoes on them. But this storm near Rossville, again, does have a tornado on it up towards Grove there as well. So we're going to need to watch the storm very closely. You can clearly see where that hook is on this storm. It's maybe not that classic hook, but it's something to really watch because that is where a tornado was just reported a couple of minutes ago. So if you're in Rossville, Grove, Daly up here, St. Mary's for that hail, you need to be in your safe spot right now. And there's that report right there, I think from law enforcement. Public reports relayed by emergency management of a tornado located on the ground at 62nd and Valencia near Rossville. So we had a tornado right here, and that's moving to the northeast towards Grove, Delia. Please get in your safe spots right now. This is strengthening circulation. This is strengthening circulation, and you need to be in your safe spots right now. If we look at the two panel, if we go double panel mode here, you can clearly see where that rotation is right here. Oh, it's really wrapping up right now. Look at that, really wrapping up. We got winds going away from the radar, winds going towards the radar, really seeing that circulation right in here. That's where we're going to be seeing our circulation right now, heading towards Grove, heading towards places to the southeast of Delia. And then as we go over to the normal radar here, you can clearly see where that area of rotation is right here, and that's where we're really watching for that tornado that, again, could be on the ground. We're just going to act like it's on the ground and maybe cycling, but it looks like that area of rotation is strengthening anyways, so it is likely on the ground somewhere just to the north, a couple miles to the north of Rossville right now. Look at that. Look at that rotation. Right in here is where the tornado likely is right now. If it is on the ground, that's definitely where the circulation is. If it is not on the ground, this is passing just to the west of Grove and just to the southeast of Delia right now. Next in line would be Mayetta, Denison, Holton there as well. So these towns as well to the north of Topeka, those areas north of Topeka, those are the areas next in line for these two, this isn't one storm, this is two tornado warned storms that we're watching out for right now. So let's go to the southern run right now, and we still can't fully see it, but there is still a tornado warning on this storm currently, and if we look at it right now, it is radar indicated rotation, so no confirmed tornado anymore, but definitely need to watch out if you're in Paxico, McFarland right now for that hail and possibly a quick brief tornado that's possible. The storm we've really switched over to is this one near Rossville, just to the northwest there of Topeka, and you can clearly see where that rotation is currently. You can clearly see that. I'm going to check real quick to see if we have any new news on this storm. Good news is that severe storm threat in St. Louis does look like it is diminishing right now. If we go over to the St. Louis area, let's go over to the St. Louis radar right here. We did see a couple severe thunderstorms moving through, especially into the southern part of the metro area. We did see a storm move through Clayton, Frontenac, Ladue, U City, but it is still severe warned, so Edwardsville towards Hamo, Guard there as well. You're going to want to watch out for that storm. And then we do have another, I don't think it has a warning on it anymore, but another storm near Montgomery City, just to the north of Herman right now. And that's as far as this local radar goes out, because KLSX is down right now due to repairs they're doing right now. So that's going to be something interesting, something very not good that we're going to be having to deal with for tomorrow night's severe weather threat. So I saw someone in the comments saying, is it going to head towards Kansas City? Well, right now there is a storm in the northern suburbs of Kansas City, centered over Liberty, and that's where we're seeing hail. So that hailstorm's going on right now to the northern suburbs. I don't know if you live in Kansas City or just interested, but there is a storm right now, severe thunderstorm warned. If you are in the severe thunderstorm warning right now, please get indoors. But regarding these storms towards Topeka, towards Manhattan here in Kansas, these storms are not heading towards Kansas City. They will likely be heading towards far north of Kansas City, maybe towards St. Joseph, but I wouldn't say that they're gonna, still be the same strength by the time they get to St. Joseph. They still want to be prepared for St. Joseph, and we do have a severe thunderstorm warning there as well. So get indoors if you are in St. Joseph for that severe thunderstorm warning. And look at that hook we've got going on right now. Let's look at this latest tornado warning from the National Weather Service. Weather spotters confirmed. Tornado near Rossville. A confirmed tornado was located near Rossville, moving northeast, not east, moving northeast at 20 miles an hour. This tornado warning is until 9:15 p.m. 9:15 p.m. tornado warning for Grove here. For part northeastern Shawnee County in east central Kansas and south central Jackson County in northeastern Kansas. And let's just do our two panel here again. I like showing this. Look at that rotation we've got going on right here. Let me circle this bad boy right here. Look at that rotation right there. That's where we're seeing our rotation right now, and just look at that. That is very tight rotation. That means we likely do have a tornado on the ground right now, or at least a funnel cloud trying to get on the ground. That is very tight rotation. That is a classic signature. We've got that inflow coming in here, winds going towards the radar, and then winds going away from the radar, and that's creating that couplet that we're going to be seeing. And you can just see as this updates, significant hail on the storm as well. And just look at that tornado signature right there on the velocity and on the radar. We can definitely see why there is a tornado warning. The real reason is because it's confirmed, it was seen, but it definitely would be a tornado warning either way, because this is radar indicated as well, very radar indicated, as you can tell from the velocity here. Wow, look at that. Near Grove, heading towards Hoyt, Mayetta, you're going to be next in line for this storm. We hope that it does weaken by then, but you are going to be next in line. You can continue to see as that storm does strengthen. Now, our other storm down towards Maple Hill, it does look like it's weakening just a little bit, so that is good news. That storm that produced that tornado near Volland or Alma, as well as Alta Vista, Kansas here, but we're really wanting to focus in on this storm again near Grove right here, just to the northwest of Grove. This is where we're seeing our circulation. You can clearly see winds going away from the radar, winds going towards the radar, and right there we've got our couplet right there. I can't really show it that well, but we do have our couplet right in here, right to the north of Grove, to the northwest, west-northwest of Grove here, just a couple miles. So if you're in Grove, please be in your safe spots right now. If you're anywhere in these counties, I think it was Shawnee and Jackson County, please be in your safe spots right now, especially into Jackson County. This is a dangerous storm. This is a life-threatening situation, as this is a confirmed tornado that is on the ground. Just look at that. That's where we have our rotation. As you can see, if you've seen radar imagery before and you pay attention to radar imagery a lot, you can tell that this is a pretty classic, not totally signature, but pretty classic tornado signature right there near Grove here. And just look at that rotation, very tight rotation. Definitely have at least an area of circulation, tight area of circulation, trying to create a tornado or a tornado on the ground right now. It doesn't matter either way. You want to be in your safe spots, Jackson, Shawnee counties right now. In those areas, you want to be in your safe spots right now. Those other tornado warnings, and we continue to see that tornado warning for Maple Hill, McFarland, as well as new severe thunderstorm warning for all of this area. And that is a severe thunderstorm warning. I think that's a little bit more of a this is a destructive severe thunderstorm. For Delta, St. Mary's, and Mayetta, baseball-sized hail. That's why it's destructive. Baseball-sized hail that is very damaging. If you're in Mayetta, if you're in Holton, Denison, please get in your safe spots right now as this strong storm heads towards your way. What I am seeing right now is this storm right here near Delia and Grove does look like it's sort of combining with this storm near Maple Hill. We're seeing maybe some upstill growth here. This storm that did produce that tornado near Alta Vista is combining, maybe congealing with this storm right here. So we're going to have to watch that as we continue to see the threat for a tornado on that storm. And you can continue to see where that circulation is right in here. That's where we're seeing that circulation. You can continue to see that there on the radar. Very defined signature right there. So I'm going to leave you guys with the radar, and I will be right back for you guys. I'll be with you guys in just a sec. Alright, we're back here. Let me check the chat real quick if anybody has any questions. PDS for Grove. I don't know exactly if that is a particularly dangerous situation currently. Let me get that back. Looks fine. Alright. Let me check the rest of the questions. Rotation is going together. My grandson Judah loves your weather updates. Thank you. Thank you. I would not say I have any real passions. You know, I have some interest, but not real passion. Alright, so let's get back here to the coverage. I did see Mr. Storm asking if I wanted to look at the tornado debris signature here, see if we have one of those. Let's look at that here. Alright, can't really see that right now. Not a tornado debris signature at the moment, which is good news. Maybe meaning that the storm here is cycling, which means it's going in and out of being a tornado. It's not on the ground right now. But again, if you're to the north of Grove right now, there is a storm that is capable of producing a tornado right now near Grove up towards Delia there as well, and then over up towards Mayetta there as well, and Hoyt. That's where we're watching for the next to be under the gun with this tornado warned storm. And let me get out of the way for you guys here. Again, here's the storm over towards Grove. Just to the northwest of Grove is where we're seeing that rotation right now, right in here. That is pretty tight rotation, and we can see it over here as well in the radar. That is heading up towards Mayetta and to Hoyt, so you need to be in your safe spots if you're in Mayetta there as well. Yeah, correlation coefficient just showed that. I'll show it again here. Wrong monitor. Alright, so cannot see a tornado debris signature at the moment, just so you guys know. Now if we zoom out, that storm again is to the north of Topeka here. It's to the north of Topeka, and that other storm looks like it's kind of congealing with this main storm we're talking about right now. Now let's head on over to Kansas City, where we continue to see a severe warned storm for the northern suburbs of the city, moving through Liberty right now into Richmond here as well. So Liberty into Richmond here, up towards Kearney as well. That's where we do have a severe thunderstorm warning. So Kansas City downtown, you're in the clear for now. You're not in the clear totally for tonight yet. Alright, let's go back to our main storms. Just look at all the storm coverage. You can see we have a couple of storms up towards St. Joseph. Let's take a look at that right now. And this is more of a local radar, but you can see we do have those storms moving into St. Joseph. There, if you are in St. Joseph, up towards Country Club Village, down towards Agency, and into Fawcett there, into DeKalb right there. That's where we do have two really severe thunderstorms, not tornado, severe thunderstorm warned storms currently. Now let's go back to our radar that's near Topeka right here, and you can again clearly see where that rotation is. Right in here, again to the northwest of Grove. It is a little bit broader now, so that's good news. It may be cycling, or it may just in general be weakening here, so that's good. Really broadening out, that means there could likely not be a tornado on the ground right now, but that doesn't really mean anything to us if we're in the path of this storm. So up towards Hoyt, Mayetta, you still want to be in your safe spots right now, into the interior room of your home, or if you have a basement, interior basement room with no windows. Again, we're heading up towards Hoyt into Mayetta as well, and I just noticed that the more weather thing is green, so it might be going in and out. Sorry about that, guys, but again, this is the storm that we're really watching right now. Reed Timmer just got an intercept. That's great. That's great. Do you know where that was? Probably near Grove or Rossville. Can you relay that information to me? Yeah, so we have a ton of storm chasers out here right now, and a ton of them have gotten an intercept actually of these two tornadoes that we've seen on two separate storms. There's really one storm that we're watching right now, and that's the storm near Grove, Kansas, heading towards Hoyt and Mayetta. Yeah, so we don't really know yet. I'm guessing it was the tornado that we did see drop down near Rossville. You can see that icon right there that looks like a tornado. That just means that there was a tornado that dropped down there near Rossville. Now, we continue to watch the storm near Grove. If you're in Mayetta here into parts of Johnson and Shawnee counties. So again, we're talking central Shawnee and south central Jackson counties here in Kansas. That includes Grove, Kansas, especially points north into this rural area. If you're in that area, please get in your safe spots right now. Get into your tornado shelter if you have one, basement if you have one. If you don't have any of those, most interior room of your home with as much as you can, protecting you and for you from the outside world. Hoyt and Mayetta, you all guys, as I've been saying, are next in line. Alta Vita, Kansas. All right. So that's where Reed Timmer got his intercept. That's where a lot of storm chasers got their intercept. Here towards Alta Vista. Okay, I've been saying that wrong. Alta Vista, Kansas, and we did see a tornado drop down near there just a little bit ago. So again, we're continuing to monitor this storm. We got some broad rotation right now. It looks like it is probably cycling, moving towards Hoyt and Mayetta currently. So that's the main storm here that we're watching. But we continue to see this storm that you can just see on radar definitely is capable of producing a tornado there, as we do have that inflow there and that outflow there as well, creating for the conditions for some rotation in here just near Grove to the north of Grove currently. Yeah, you can clearly see where that broad rotation was. It was much tighter about 10 to 15 minutes ago, say 20 minutes ago. Now it is lessened, so that is good. Maybe cycling, maybe just like I've been saying, weakening in general. So that is very, very good news. And by the way, guys, if you're watching right now, this is just the new setup. I hope you guys like it. I have a monitor right here that you can't see on screen. I also have my computer over here and another monitor over here. So we're doing the green screen setup for severe weather coverage, which I haven't done before. Granted that this is only my really second official severe weather coverage live stream. The last one was in April of last spring. So I think we're going to implement this severe weather coverage live a little bit more, especially since we can do it on Twitter or X and YouTube right now. So we can do it simultaneously using Restream, getting it on both platforms, which is just great. Let me check the stream on Twitter, make sure everything's working well. Wow, thank you everybody for viewing. Thank you so much. Yeah, so we got around 800 viewers in the stream right now. Thank you guys for viewing. Again, if you are in the path of this storm, Hoyt, Mayetta, Kansas here, as well as Grove, Kansas, that's where we're watching that area of circulation. Possible tornado on the ground. It doesn't matter if the tornado is not on the ground or not on the ground. You still want to be in your safe spots. Hoyt, Mayetta, again, interior room of your home. But if you have a basement or tornado shelter, make sure in there, interior basement room is your best option overall if you do not have a tornado shelter. But you can continue to see this area, a broad rotation. These are winds, the red is winds going away from the radar, and the green is winds going towards the radar, which is to the south of here. And when we see those together, that's where we can see that couplet, and that's where we can see that significant rotation. Right now it is not significant, it is broad, but we still do want to watch it closely. So again, we're watching that near Grove, up towards Hoyt and Mayetta here as well. Thank you, TJD. Sorry, I might be saying your name wrong there, but thank you. Yes, this is our second severe weather coverage. Our first one was about probably a month from now, a year ago. So a year and a month ago, about a year ago is when we did our first really official severe weather coverage. And I usually like to do it when it's affecting my immediate area, so when storms are affecting St. Louis, because what I like to do is, stream the info and relay that information, and then or go outside when the storms come to St. Louis and report on them from outside. So that's what I really like to do when it comes to reporting. But let me make sure that this radar is updated and okay. I think it is, but yeah, we're continuing to see Hoyt, Maeda there as well, where we do have that broad rotation currently going on. Yeah, you can see that right here. That's where that storm is, and that's where we have that broad rotation. It is a weakening storm, or it is cycling, one of the two, but we are going to have to continue to be prepared if we're in Hoyt or maybe Maeda currently. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Cordelia. Yeah, I do try my hard on these streams, so I really do appreciate the positive feedback. You can continue to see the storm is heading towards Hoyt and Maeda. Please be in your safe spots. Please be in your safe spots. This is a slow-moving storm, so you're going to have time, but not a lot of time. You're not going to want to take your time. You want to be fast, no matter how slow it is moving. And we continue to see this inflow coming in, causing some circulation, as you can see, some broader circulation here to the southwest of Hoyt right now. To the southwest of Hoyt, that's where we are watching out for the possibility of a tornado dropping down. We do not know if it's on the ground right now, but again, like I've been saying, that does not matter. You still want to be in your safe spots either way. Like I said, interior room of your home or in the basement, interior basement room, or a tornado shelter is your best choice. Again, Maeda, Hoyt, and eventually we're going to be talking about Denison here as well. Denison here is going to be one of the spots we're going to be having to talk about here in, say, 15 to 30 minutes here. And again, you can continue to see this circulation here that we're watching near Hoyt. Please be prepared, Hoyt and Maeda. Hoyt and Maeda, be on guard, be prepared, be in your safe spots right now. You want to be in your safe spots right now? If you haven't, go there right now in Hoyt and Maeda. You bet, Cordelia. Thunderstorms, tropical, or snowstorms. Definitely snowstorms. I know that may come as a surprise because most weather enthusiasts, it's usually thunderstorms, some tropical storms, and then a tiny percentage would be snowstorms. But that is really what I love. I know you probably don't expect to hear that, but it is something that comes into St. Louis pretty much every winter. Unfortunately, not this last winter or the winter before. We're kind of in this drought of not significant snowstorms like we usually have. Hopefully next winter we'll really get back into it, but that's what I said last winter. So we'll see. I hope so, because I really do love snowstorms. That's really what got me into meteorology. That's really what got me into weather, is just all the factors that go into forecasting snowstorms. The activities, of course, when the snow falls and reporting on the snow, measuring accumulations. I've just always been fascinated with it. I've always been like a magnet towards snowstorms, and I really do love them. And I'm hoping maybe next winter to travel to another snowstorm maybe as well. I really do love doing that. I was traveled to Chicago and Michigan this year back in early to mid-January for that snowstorm that came through. And then we really haven't had a lot of action since January, really into February. It's been very warm. And into early March, we've been really dealing with severe weather, which is not good, but of course, snowstorms or severe weather, we're going to have one of them. So, yeah, this is the storm that we continue to watch. We've got definitely a weakening storm, which is great news. Once this tornado warning does subside, and I really do see that this storm is weakening, and I don't see any other storms that I suspect, we will likely end the stream. But thankfully, we haven't seen a tornado go over any big towns. I don't think any towns at all. So we're not really talking about, at least from what I've seen, I don't know if this is totally correct, but from what I've seen, anybody hurt, injured, anything like that. So that's very good news. We did see a tornado touchdown across a farm, I think. So that's good news that we did not see that. Of course, bad for the crops, but human lives are, of course, the most important thing. This is a weakening storm, but it doesn't matter because we still do have that tornado warning from the National Weather Service. They're still seeing something. We'll see what happens when this tornado warning it does reach its limit, does expire. Okay, then we do have a new tornado warning issued from the National Weather Service. That means they're not losing hope in this storm. or I shouldn't say hope, but they're not losing interest in this storm, at least in circulation here. And you can see we continue to see broad area circulation. Green is winds going towards the radar. Red is winds going away from the radar. You can see a broad couplet of circulation. That's why we do have another tornado warning that we're going to have to watch out for. Rotation is slightly tightening. Yes, I think maybe you could argue that, but overall pretty broad at this point, and we've been seeing that for the last really 10 to 15 minutes at this point, maybe even longer. We did see tight rotation as it went down towards Rossville, where we did see that tornado touch down. Likely is not on the ground right now. Still need to be in your safe spots if you're in Hoyt, Mayetta, Denison as well. Like I said, that was going to be next in line. Denison, you want to be in your safe spots right now. If you aren't already, go down to your safe spots. If it's in your basement or if it's the most interior room of your home, get in your safe spots right now. This is radar indicated rotation, tornado. And tornado is not the only threat with the storm, and most of the people in this warning are not going to be dealing with a tornado. Maybe none of the people in this warning, hopefully. Most people are going to be dealing with the larger threat, at least in coverage, and that's going to be that hail threat. Baseball-sized hail, as you just saw there, and right here in the hail core, in what we call the bear's cage, in the storm chasing community, that's where we do have our largest hail threat. So towards Mayetta, Denison, you're going to be getting in on that hail, so you don't want to be caught outside. You don't want your cars to be caught outside. Hopefully, you already put your cars indoors, but again, focus on yourself instead of your car right now. That's the most important thing. And yeah, we have seen this upscale growth with this storm coming in from the south, congealing with this storm. So Hoyt, Mayetta, Denison, you guys are next in line for this tornado warned storm that does have some broad circulation on it currently. Yes, if you're in any of these severe thunderstorm warnings, do not be caught outside. These both, this one near Mayetta and Emmett, again, that we're tracking a tornado warning storm here as well. It's severe thunderstorm warning and tornado warning. And this Manhattan storm, they're both destructive severe thunderstorms. So not just your average severe thunderstorm, destructive severe thunderstorm, mainly because of that hail threat. We're also watching near Kearney and Richmond, as well as Wood Heights, to the far northeastern suburbs here of, let's see here, let's get one panel, of Kansas City. There, Wood Heights, Richmond, Kearney, Lawson, Knoxville, eventually into Polar and Bramer. That's where we're going to be seeing our large hail threat. St. Joseph as well. We're watching that here as well. This is going to be a storm we're going to have to watch. But the two destructive ones right now are this storm near Mayetta into Hoyt here, and then over into Manhattan as well. Those are the two most destructive storms. We continue to see this very significant hail core, and I'm noticing this. We do have some strengthening rotation, so the National Weather Service is really getting this right, upgrading that tornado warning, at least for Gibson Ridge radar that I'm using here right now. Now let's go to two panels so we can really figure this out here. This is not the best representation, but there is definitely some increased circulation. You can just tell by this hook right here. When you see that hook, you know there's likely going to be increased circulation. So it looks like that storm was cycling. So Hoyt, up towards Mayetta, that's where we're going to be seeing this storm coming in next, and eventually into Denison, areas from Hoyt up towards Denison, Mayetta there as well. That's where we're really watching this storm right now. As you can see, this is where we're watching for that circulation right here. That's where we're watching our circulation. Right in here is where that circulation likely is. If we have a tornado on the ground, it's probably just to the west. Just to the west of Hoyt. If you're in Hoyt, Mayetta, and Denison, please be in your safe spots right now. Please be in your safe spots right now. Let's look at this correlation coefficient. We don't see a really CC drop right now. We don't see a correlation coefficient drop right now, which is good. But if you're in Mayetta, Denison, Hoyt, please be in your safe spots right now. Weather spotters confirmed tornado northwest of Hoyt. This tornado is on the ground. This tornado is on the ground. Let me repeat once again, this tornado is on the ground just to the northwest of Hoyt. So this is a little not updated here, but as you can see, this tornado just to the west of Hoyt, just to the west of Hoyt is where we're seeing a tornado on the ground. A tornado on the ground. Here's our circulation, and we are seeing that tornado likely on the ground right now as we speak. So again, if you're in Hoyt, Mayetta, that's where we have that tornado threat right now. You need to be in your safe spots right now. This is a life-threatening situation. That tornado is on the ground. It is touching ground right now. It's likely going over fields right now and heading towards you if you're in Hoyt, and in between Hoyt and Mayetta there, if you're in that area, it's heading towards you as well. Denison, that's why you want to be in your safe spots right now. Most interior room of your home or your basement, interior basement room, as well as a tornado shelter will work greatly as well there. Alright, let me check the latest details on this tornado warned storm. Again, this is a significant situation. This is a situation you don't want to take lightly right now. And wow, you can continue to see, look at that hook right there on radar, just to the northwest of Hoyt, near Mayetta, Denison. Wow, look at that right now. That is some tight rotation. We've definitely getting some rotation going on. There is a tornado on the ground. There's a tornado on the ground. It's heading towards places in between Hoyt and Mayetta, along that highway right there, and up towards Denison as well. This is a dangerous situation, life-threatening situation, so you want to be in your safe spots right now. We're seeing that circulation really wrapping up there just to the northwest of Hoyt. Tornado on the ground confirmed by trained weather spotters. There's a tornado on the ground. This is no time to take your time. This is no time to look outside. This is time to get in your safe spots right now if you're in Denison, in between Hoyt and Mayetta, because the tornado is imminent for your location. Please get in your safe spots right now. Alright, let me check the stream. Some storm chasing streams. And it does look like we got some storm chasers on here, so that's probably why, again, we've seen this being confirmed, because there are storm chasers on here, which is a vital part of communicating weather information. Without them, many lives would be lost. Because we don't have that confirmation, those eyes on the ground of what's actually going on besides radar, because radar cannot always paint the full picture. In situations like this, where we definitely know that this is radar indicated rotation, yes, it can paint a lot of the picture, but you really, really always need those eyes on the ground in situations like this. Alright, yes, we're continuing to see that again into Hoyt and into Mayetta. That's where we see our strengthening rotation here. We're going to have to continue to watch that, moving up towards Denison, Mayetta, Hoyt, in between those areas, going across that highway right now. Significant hail in the hail core. Denison, south of there, in between Denison and Meriden, Kansas. You need to be in your safe spots right now. This tornado is heading to the northeast, right in between Denison and Meriden. And Denison, you need to be in your safe spots right now. This is not a choice. This is not that tornado warning where there's no tornado. There is a tornado on the ground right now, so you need to take this seriously. You need to be in your safe spots right now. Diana, Mayetta, Hoyt, the tornado has likely already passed. Hopefully it hasn't hit Hoyt. I think it was just to the northwest, as you can see that circulation right there. So this is a significantly dangerous situation, a life or death situation, a life-threatening situation. So the wrong choice can really lead to bad things here. If you're in Mayetta or Denison, in between Denison and Meriden, please get in your safe spots right now. There is a tornado on the ground moving towards you, and you can just see it from that update. Denison to Meriden, in between those areas, here in Mayetta, in between Hoyt, over towards Denison as well, in between Hoyt and Denison. That's where we're seeing this tornado coming through right now. This is not a tornado where, there's no tornado. There's a tornado on the ground right now. I can't stress it enough. There's a tornado likely on the ground right now. It has been confirmed. You need to be in your safe spots right now. All right, so we got 900 people in the stream right now. Thank you guys for watching. We're going to want to repost this stream and relay this information to people in towns such as Mayetta and Denison, towards Meriden, Hoyt as well here, where this tornado-warned stormed dangerous situation is moving through right now. Again, if you're in between Denison here, down towards Meriden, over towards Rock Creek as well. Eventually, Valley Falls, you're next. You're next, Valley Falls. Heads up if you're in Valley Falls right now. And eventually, Nortonville, Effingham as well, here into northwestern or northeastern Kansas. This storm is heading towards you guys, and it does have some significant rotation on it. And we have seen a confirmed tornado a couple minutes ago. Is it still on the ground? We really don't know, but we're going to have to watch that, because it doesn't matter whether it's on the ground or if it's radar indicated, if we can see it or not. You still need to be in your safe spots. Take the correct precautions. You guys know how to deal with this. Get in your interior room of your home, basement storm shelter, basement interior room, because this could be a violent tornado that we're having to watch out for here. Just look at this rotation right here. This is some tightening rotation as we continue to see that hook echo here in between Mayetta and Hoyt going through those areas. Please be in your safe spots right now. Just gathering some info, see if we have any other info. Yeah, a lot of storm chasers intercepted that storm near Alta Vita. We just got that sounding in from Topeka, Kansas about 20 minutes ago. And I'm looking at it right now, and it definitely shows that we do have that potential for tornadoes, and that's really what we've been seeing here in areas near Topeka. Thankfully, these storms have steered clear of Topeka, and you guys are probably in the clear tonight. Those northern suburbs, no, you're not. You're not in the clear tonight if you're north, say near Elmont. Of course, Hoyt, that's where we're dealing with that tornado situation right now. This storm over here near Alma, that's heading towards you guys north of Topeka as well. So once this tornado warning storm passes through, you still got another severe thunderstorm warning storm to deal with here. We continue to see that severe thunderstorm warnings storms for St. Joseph to areas just to the northeast of Kansas City, pretty much out of the city, out of the immediate metro right now. But Mayetta, in between Hoyt, that's where we're seeing a tornado or a area of circulation, maybe a funnel cloud going through right now. You need to be in your safe spots in between Denison, Meriden, in between Rock Creek and Denison. Valley Falls, you're up next. Nortonville, you're up next. Effingham, you're up next, and Cummings as well. Cummings, you're up next as well. So all these areas where we're going to be having to watch for the storm as it continues to progress to the northeast at a slow rate, which is good, and gives you lots of time to prepare, gives you lots of time to get ready to get into your safe spots to get prepared for this impending dangerous situation, as we do have a tornado that's been going on and off of the ground right now. And I'm going to check a couple streams and let's see if we can have any visuals out here. Of course, it is dark, so that's even more dangerous for these storm chasers out here trying to capture this tornado here. And again, we're still going in and out of a good signal here, but I'm just checking to see if we have any visuals of the storm. And of course we did about 10 to 15 minutes ago, as we did see that confirmed tornado towards Hoyt. Definitely seeing some hail on this storm. I can't see a visual tornado yet from the streams that I'm looking at. Of course, Brandon Kopic here, as well as Vince Waltzy. They're doing a great job. Incredible storm chasers, just amazing at what they do, for sure. Yeah, we're seeing big hail on the storm. As you can see here towards Mayetta, Hoyt, that's where our hail core is, our area of circulation. See this little notch right here? See this little area that looks like it's kind of off of the storm just a little bit? That's where, if we have a tornado right now, that's where the tornado is. So just to the north of Hoyt, just a couple miles to the south of Mayetta, heading towards places in between Denison and Rock Creek. In between Denison, Rock Creek, in between Denison and Meriden, you need to be in your safe spots right now. Again, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everyone for watching. We're almost at 1,000 viewers. Thank you guys so much. This is definitely our best stream we've ever had. But you know, the main purpose, I hope that people are coming on the stream that are in the path of these storms, because we want to get that to those people, because that's the main purpose of this stream, to really get that information out to you guys. So again, the circulation, it has been tightening, but it looks like it is broadening up just a little bit. But we continue to see at least pretty good circulation here to the south of Mayetta, to the north of Hoyt right now, just to the north of Hoyt, just to the south of Mayetta, and that'll be moving towards Denison here in the next couple of minutes. Moving towards Denison, likely going to go just south of Denison, so if you're in the Denison area, please be in your safe spots right now. Please, please, please be in your safe spots right now. Listen to your room, in your basement, or in a storm shelter. That's the best area to be. Valley Falls, Arrington, Effingham, Nortonville, Cummings, and Lancaster. You're next up here in the next 1 to 2 hours. In the next 1 to 2 hours, as this is a slow-moving storm, so you're going to have plenty of time. Just continue to stay tuned to the stream, because we will continue to stream if we continue to see this elevated threat for a tornado on this storm. Now let's zoom out. Do we have any other tornado-warned storms around? No, we don't. So that is very good news. Let's go back to St. Louis real quick to look at that severe thunderstorm warned storm we have going on near Troy, Missouri. I know where that is because I'm from St. Louis. I live in St. Louis, and we can see that there is a small severe thunderstorm that we're watching. Hawk Point, Troy, to the near Moscow Mills, to the north of the O'Fallon, Silex, about to, and when I mean about to, the next 1 to 2 hours we'll be crossing the Mississippi River. So if you're in Troy, please get indoors and away from windows. Now our main storm, of course, that we're watching right now is a storm over into parts of northwestern Kansas. Again, centered over Mayetta and Hoyt is where that storm is right now. So let's continue to look at that real quick. Here in Hoyt, as you can see, Mayetta down towards Hoyt, this is where our circulation is right here. Our circulation right here from Mayetta over down towards Hoyt. That's where our circulation is right here, and it is moving to the northeast towards Denison, Valley Falls, somewhere in between Rock Creek and Denison. Just to the south of Denison is likely, if the tornado is on the ground, is likely where it's going to pass through. We have a tornado that's been going on and off of the ground with this storm, so you really want to be in your safe spots, because this tornado, the storm does have the potential of dropping down a tornado, and there could be a tornado on the ground right now. Again, we continue to see that circulation. If we really super zoom in here, just to the south of Mayetta, here's our circulation right here. Here's our circulation right here. And we do definitely see that just to the south of Mayetta. We do have those winds going away from the radar, and those winds going toward the radar, where we see all of that. That's where we see that couplet, and that's where we're going to be seeing those converging winds, and that's where we're going to be seeing that circulation that we really do need to watch here. We really do need to watch that circulation, that area of circulation south of Mayetta here. Gotta stay hydrated. The voice does get a little scratchy after talking so much, and your throat definitely does get sore here for this long-term coverage. We have been live here for about an hour and 15 minutes, about an hour and 15 minutes to be exact, an hour and 14 minutes here in 5 seconds. So we've been live for a while covering these storms, and that's for good reason, because these storms have been very dangerous. They have dropped down tornadoes, and now is only one storm. It used to be 2 storms, and now is only 1 storm we're covering. Again, we continue to see that area of circulation moving towards Denison. Yeah, that tornado near Alta Vista earlier, wow, incredible, incredible. Less than 2 hours ago, incredible tornado intercept there near Alta Vista, Kansas there. Again, we're continuing to watch the storm. Denison, in between Meriden, Denison, we did just have that tornado warning go away here, so that did expire. That is very good news. We may still see that come back, so we're going to stay on the stream here. We do have continue to see a severe thunderstorm warning, but I do understand that move by the National Weather Service. That circulation has definitely been weakening and definitely has become broader here from Mayetta down towards Hoyt. But we did see that over towards Hoyt. About 20 minutes ago is when we saw that tornado touch down, but it looks like it has been weakening, and the experts at the National Weather Service has decided to expire to let go of that tornado warning. So now it's just a severe thunderstorm warning, but this is still a dangerous severe thunderstorm warning for Mayetta and Hoyt. Definitely some baseball-sized hail, golf ball to baseball-sized hail, maybe tennis ball-sized hail, about the same size here from Mayetta down towards Hoyt, up towards Denison here in the next couple of minutes, and we're going to be dealing with this maybe for 10 to 20 minutes for these areas, Denison, Mayetta, and Hoyt. That's where our hail core is right now. Thankfully, that rotation has really backed off, which is very good news. But again, Mayetta, Hoyt, Denison, we're dealing with damaging winds, and as well as that big time hail like we forecasted on the video earlier today. One of the earliest videos I've ever actually gotten done here. That video came out around 10 o'clock, I think, or maybe a little bit later, but around 9:30 actually is when it came out this morning. But we talked about this. We talked about how hail was going to be the biggest threat. We got the timing right definitely on the Kansas City storm, so that was great. Overall, the forecast really did verify here. Storm Prediction Center did an incredible job outlining the area that we really needed to watch. So we're going to continue to watch and monitor the storm, but I do want to get to tomorrow's severe weather threat. I may do a video tomorrow on the severe weather threat. If you are in St. Louis, really if you're in Missouri and want to get the local or regional, you could say, severe weather forecast for tomorrow, catch me 7 a.m. Central Time. 7 a.m. Central Time on the Real Monica Adams Show. The Real Monica Adams Show. If you're on X right now, I think she commented on this post. So if you don't know what that is, just go to the replies of this post and go to her profile. She's great. She's been letting me do the weather on that show, and I've had a great time. A wonderful host, wonderful show, and I'm on there every week, especially this week as we are watching that severe weather threat. So I'll be on tomorrow for that weather forecast, and I may have another early morning video as they do get up pretty early for those live streams, so then I may do a video right after that and get it out hopefully by 9:30 to 10 tomorrow if I do that. But if I don't, I want to get you guys the details right now since we are done with this tornado warning. That tornado warning was allowed to expire. We're going to watch if it redevelops. We're going to have to watch that, and I'll continue to monitor it. But for right now, just some severe thunderstorms to the north of St. Joseph, severe thunderstorm to the north of Topeka, severe thunderstorm to the west of Topeka, to the east here of Manhattan. We also do have one moving into Richmond, Kansas here, into Knoxville, Kansas, and into Bogart, Kansas soon. And then another one into Troy, Missouri. So overall, not too widespread. These are, at this point, pretty isolated storms. Still big storms that we have to watch out for. Baseball-sized hail. These are damaging storms. If you're under any of these yellow shapes, these severe thunderstorm warnings, some of these are destructive severe thunderstorm warnings. You want to be in your house right now, in your shelter right now. If you're out and about, you want to get to shelter and away from windows, because again, the main threat, like I've been talking about, is what? It's hail, right? And so we're gonna have to watch out for that big, large hail. Now, I do, again, like I was saying, want to get into that severe weather threat for tomorrow. So let's try and get on into that. Let me pull up that real quick. I might put the monitor off here for a second. Alright, I just want to go over this for you guys here. Thank you, Margaret. Hey, NATO dude. Hey, Chris. You bet, Leo. Love snowstorms. We only had 2 in NYC. Well, it was nice to actually have a snowstorm in NYC this year, because you guys were in a almost 800-day drought, I think, until this last winter. So that in my opinion, in my biased opinion, of course, because I love snowstorms, that's very nice. Alright, so let's get Pivotal Weather, great website for models, the main website that I use. And let's go to here into the Midwest. Alright. I'm just getting the models pulled up for you guys so I can go over this threat, continuing to monitor the radar here as well. So, alright, we're going to get the latest long-range run for the HRRR. I'm also going to show you guys where the threat area is tomorrow if you do not know already. Alright, so this is where our threat is for tomorrow. We do have a 3 out of 5 enhanced risk from Springfield and Branson, Missouri, down through parts of eastern or western and northern Arkansas there as well, towards the Fayetteville area as well, and then to extreme northeastern Texas and eastern Oklahoma. So that's where that enhanced risk is. Huge slight risk around that to the south of the southern suburbs of Chicago, St. Joliet, down towards St. Louis, Champaign, Illinois, Springfield, Illinois, down towards Rolla, Missouri, Poplar Bluff, Missouri, Cape Girardeau, Missouri, even including the DFW Metroplex barely, and then Little Rock is in the slight risk as well. I do expect, and I don't say this a lot, some people say this with every single severe weather threat, they expect it's going to be enhanced, they expect it's going to be extended, but with this event we're expecting tomorrow, I do think this enhanced risk may be extended towards St. Louis. Whether or not that happens, it doesn't really matter. I think we're still going to see the same severity in St. Louis. I think a few tornadoes possible. That tornado threat is the real deal. It's something that we're going to have to watch out for throughout this risk area, especially in Missouri and into Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma. Hail threat is going to be the biggest threat for sure, and then a conditional damaging wind threat there. So that's the outlined area. If you're in that area, make sure you have multiple ways to receive warnings and have a tornado preparedness plan, as well as, you know, an area with that tornado preparedness plan to go when those severe thunderstorms or maybe tornado warned thunderstorms strike. Now, let's look at the HRRR model. This is the latest long-range run of the model, and we continue to see those storms going through northern Missouri, northern Kansas, really weakening though as we go into midnight. Those storms should be subsiding as we go into midnight, but then we do see these storms along the frontal boundary here. Along that front, we're going to see some storms, maybe some severe, likely just normal thunderstorms along this line as we go into the really early morning hours. So here, this is around, let me get our times right here for me. Let me get my time conversion table, because believe it or not, I do not know Z time for the most part. I do know most of Z time, but or UTC time, whatever you want to call it. I call it Zulu time. That's one of the names of it. But it is the name for weather forecasting, and one of that is severe weather forecasting. So again, we see maybe a couple of thunder showers going through Champaign, Illinois, Springfield, Illinois, and St. Louis, Missouri, where I live, early tomorrow morning. So you may get woken up early tomorrow morning as those thunder showers go through the area around 6 a.m. there, 6 a.m., 6 to 7 a.m. And then we kind of see some clearing. We don't see much going on throughout lunchtime. That's when we start to see those storms go down here into eastern Oklahoma, and that's when we start to see those storms fire off. And these first couple of storms, if we look at a sounding here, down near Ardmore, Oklahoma, you can see possible hazard type is a tornado, but that's not all we want to look at. We do also have that curved photograph. It's not perfect, but we do have that curved photograph. A lot of cape, over 2,000 amount of cape, and you can just see right there a lot of cape. Significant hail perimeter here as well, the HS SIP down here where I'm circling, that is high as well, 3.3. That means we could have some pretty large hail with this event. That's why our hail threat is the biggest. And this supports possibly some supercellular storms, and that's what we're seeing, that supercellular mode through Joplin, down through Tulsa, down through Ardmore, Oklahoma, into the eastern part of the state, especially that far eastern part of the state. That's where we're watching at. And we continue to see those storms fire off as we go into the afternoon hours. This is around 5 p.m. This is around 5 p.m. when we're watching this here, and these storms are going to be going into Missouri. Some storms encroaching on the St. Louis metro here as we go into around 5 to 8 p.m. That's when we're going to see those storms starting to get on into the metro. Fayetteville as well. That's when storms are going to be coming into your guys' neck of the woods. And let's look at a sounding say here in St. Louis. So first of all, our temperature at 72 degrees and our dew point at 67. That is definitely sufficient. Very good for severe weather. We have a ton of CAPE, over 3,000, almost up to 4,000 CAPE. That means we have a ton of instability. We have no cap, which inhibits initiation of storms. So no cap, we're going to see storms. Possible hazard type is a tornado. We do have a hodograph that could be supportive of possibly tornado genesis of circulation on these storms, and that significant hail parameter is at a 4.0. A 4.0 supercells at a 14.6, meaning these storms near St. Louis tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening could very possibly be supercell type storms, which of course, like the ones we've been covering in Kansas tonight, can support tornadoes. So St. Louis, that's why that 5% tornado threat includes your area. Now 5% may sound small, but that just means that we could see a couple of tornadoes, and if that tornado goes over your location, you're going to want to be prepared. So have your tornado preparedness plan in place. If you're in St. Louis, this is our first, I think, real big severe weather threat we're going to have to watch out for this spring, and I think we're going to have a lot more on the way after this. But first, we got to get through this one. And again, into St. Louis, we're going to be having these storms moving through once we get into that 5 to 8 p.m. time frame, and some of these could be isolated. Some of these storms could be congealed too. So if we get them more isolated, that tornado threat's going to go up, as a storm can harness the atmosphere by itself. Instead, you have to share it with other storms, and we're going to see that area of storms go through Little Rock as we go into the overnight hours. So here, this is around 9 p.m. Seeing those storms going through Memphis, Little Rock. We're going to be dealing with damaging winds and hail here as well. And we kind of see this strengthening bowing segment eventually heading towards Nashville, Jackson, Tennessee, South Haven, Mississippi here into Tennessee, Kentucky, and Mississippi. So we're going to have to watch that area as well. Hail and damaging winds. But the area I really want to watch out for, and this is going to be tomorrow late afternoon into the evening, is, I think, St. Louis, down through Springfield, Rolla, that I-44 corridor, down through Tulsa, eastern Oklahoma, are really going to have to watch out for into the afternoon, into the late afternoon there as well. And I think through this area is really where we're going to have to watch out closely for our biggest tornado threat and just biggest severe weather threat overall. I think this is where we're going to have our supercells as well. Let me put that over here as well. I think that's where we're really going to be having to watch out for these significant threats for severe weather tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening, and eventually into tomorrow into the nighttime hours. So I really do think this is when into the afternoon and evening, that's when we're going to be dealing with those supercellular type storms, some clusters as well, but some supercellular isolated type storms through St. Louis, down through Rolla, Springfield, I-44 corridor, down through Tulsa there as well, into Fayetteville, Arkansas, Ardmore, Oklahoma. Please be prepared. Please be prepared. Tomorrow afternoon and evening, have multiple ways to receive warnings. Shelter your cars. Shelter anything valuable that's normally outside. If you can find a parking garage, if you can find a carport that you can use, or if you do have a garage, please do not leave them out in the driveway or on the street, because this is going to be a day like April 15th of last year, that last time we did a live stream. It's going to be a day similar to that, where we do have those hailers or hailstorms coming up from I-44 towards St. Louis, and then streaming into Little Rock in the overnight hours. We're going to have to watch that closely. Again, tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening is the time frame for hail, tornadoes, damaging wind. All hazards are on the table like we've been dealing with tonight. And what's that shown is that even in just a 5% chance of tornadoes, can we see a tornado with that? Yes. Fortunately, with this setup, it was in mostly rural areas. But tomorrow, what are we going to see? Some population centers such as St. Louis, Little Rock, Fayetteville area, with the University of Arkansas is, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Ardmore, Oklahoma there as well, Springfield, Missouri, Joplin, Missouri there, up towards Rolla, that I-44 corridor. So there's more population centers in here besides just one like we had tonight with Kansas City. So that's why we're really going to have to watch and be careful here and be safe tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. Again, I have multiple ways to receive warnings. Have your tornado preparedness plan in place, your severe thunderstorm preparedness plan. Again, when thunder roars, go indoors and just overall stay prepared out there. That's the most important thing to do. Again, this time frame here is around 5 p.m. I think this might be a little bit later, but this is around 5 p.m. You want to be prepared tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow evening. Now that about wraps up this more weather live stream. I don't know if this live stream is actually still going because I accidentally just X'd out of the live stream there that was on Google Chrome. But no more tornado warnings in effect. Some severe thunderstorm warnings across northwestern Missouri, northern Kansas. Storm Prediction Center did great forecasting this, and from taking that data, I think we did produce a great forecast video. So overall, it's been a great night. Thank you everyone so much. This is definitely a record for us when it comes to viewership. Thank you guys so much. I hope we really helped people today relaying that information. Thank you guys for the positive feedback. This will be the new setup, and it's only getting better from here. As always, subscribe. Go follow me on X, where this is streaming for the first time, our first ever wall-to-wall severe weather live stream on X, and expect more of them. Stay prepared out there, and as always, I will see you soon with more weather.